Hello math whizzes, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about formula. Now what exactly is formula in mathematics? A formula, it expresses a rule in algebraic terms. So what it usually does is that it uses variables to write instructions for performing a calculation. Now let's take an example. The area of the rectangle is found by the formula length multiplied by breadth, right? So we just represent that as A equals L times B. Now this is an algebraic expression of the rule. In words, this rule can be written as the area of a rectangle is equal to the product of its length and breadth. Now, if we were to find the perimeter of this rectangle, then we would use a different formula. What formula would that be? It would be P equals to length plus breadth, which basically means the perimeter of the rectangle is given by twice the sum of length and breadth. All right. Now, for example, if you were to know the values of L and B, then in that case, we would be able to find the values of A and P, because now we know the values of L and B. Now, let's take an example. If the value of L is 4 and the value of B is 3, then in that case, we can find area using this formula, which is length multiplied by breadth. So length multiplied by breadth. Length is what? It's 4 multiplied by breadth. What's the value of breadth we have taken as 3? This is going to be 4 times 3 is 12, right? What about perimeter? So if we were to find the perimeter, then we would go ahead in this fashion. 2 length plus breadth, which is the formula of perimeter right here. All right. We know the values of length and breadth. What is length? Length is 4 and breadth is 3. All right, 2. Always remember, we solve whatever is in the bracket first. So 4 plus 3 is going to give us 7. We talked about BODMAS in one of our lessons. So bracket is going to be opened first, solved inside and then opened. So 2 times 7 is going to give us 14. So the perimeter is going to be 14. Now, this example that I just gave of area and perimeter, in this we were replacing the letters by numbers. We were saying that we know the value of length, which is 4, so we were replacing the letters with numbers, and this process is known as substitution. All right, very important in algebra. All right, let's have a look at this question. So the formula for the volume V of a cuboid is V equals length into breadth into height, where L is the length, B is the breadth, and H is the height. Find the volume of the cuboid where the length is 5 centimeter, B is 4 centimeter, and the height is 3 centimeter. So now they've given us the values of L, B, and H. Using this formula that we have of V equals length times breadth into height, we can substitute the values of length, which is 5 centimeters, multiplied by what's the value of breadth? That's 4 centimeter. 4 centimeter multiplied by the value of height, which is 3 centimeter. All right, so we have substituted the letters here for numbers. So 5 times 4 is 20, and 20 times 3 is going to give us 60 centimeters cube. All right, so that's going to be the volume of this cuboid. All right, let's take another example. So in this case, we have 2 parts to this question. Now they're saying that the formula is A equals B over 6 minus B. That's the formula we have. Part A says, find A where B is 5 and C is 7. So they're asking us to find the value of A when the value of B is 5 and the value of C is 7. So let's use the formula again. A equals B over C minus B. And we're finding A this time, right? And we are substituting the value of B. We know the value of B, so we're going to write 5 instead of B. We know the value of C, which is 7. So 7 minus, and again, the value of B is 5, right? So we end up getting 5 over, so 7 minus 5 is 2, right? So it gives us 5 over 2. That's going to be my value of A. What does part B say? So part B wants us to find the value of B this time. So it wants us to find the value of B when the value of A is 3 and the value of C is 10. All right, now this can look a little confusing, but let's see what we can do with this. So again, writing down the formula, A equals B over C minus B. Now the trick here is that we somehow need to get rid of this fraction over here. They want us to find out the value of b, so our b is going to still stay as the unknown. Let's substitute all of our values in this firstly. So what is the value of a? A is 3, b we do not know, so b we write down as it is. C, we know the value of C, which is 10. We write it down here, and B comes here as it is. Now, remember when we talked about equations, we said that we want all of our variable. Now, in this case, there's just one variable, which is B. We want all of our variables on one side of this margin, this equation, right? So in this case, I'm going to choose that as my right side because that is where all my variables are already existing. But before I even think about anything, I need to get rid of this fraction, right? Even though there is a variable in the fraction, but I need to get rid of this 10 somehow. And for that, I will have to get rid of the fraction and all. How will I do that? So remember, I talked about how when we move certain things from the right to the left or from the left to the right across the margin, the sign or the operation changes. It reverses. If we are adding, it's going to now subtract. If you're multiplying, it's now going to divide. So in this case, you can simplify it this way. B divided by 10 minus B. Right? Okay, because this is what essentially this entire thing is. Now, if I want to move this to the other side, here we have it being divided by B, right? B divided by 10 minus B. If you're moving it to the other side, what we need to do is we will now change the operation from division to multiplication. So now it's going to be 3 multiplied by, again, keeping the bracket, 10 minus B equals B. All right, now let's take it up here. So 3, 10 minus b equals b. How do we open the bracket? So we multiply whatever is outside of the bracket with both of the things that are inside the bracket, right? So 3 times 10 is 30. The operation carries forward, which is the sign carries forward, which is negative. And then 3 times b is going to be 3b equals b. All right. Now let's move this 3b to the right side, because that's the place we have chosen for our variable. So b plus, now here it was negative. When it moved across the equation sign, it became a positive, plus 3b. So 30 equals 4b. All right, now I need to get rid of the 4 from here. I only need the b on this side. So I will take that to the other side. This is 4 multiplied by b. Here it's going to be 30 divided by 4 equals b. All right, and 30 divided by 4, we can simplify this, giving us, we divide this, just a second, we divide this by 2, we divide this by 2, this gives us 15 over 2. That's going to be our value of b in this case. All right, so this is how we go ahead with formula. Very important. Substitution is extremely important in algebra, overall in math also. You see it coming everywhere. Now I will be giving you a couple of questions to practice on your own with the answers, and I hope that they would help you out.